Broadcasting from Watts Creative Studios and live on Grove Street FM, you're listening to Talk Local to Me, brought to you by the Central Virginia Business Coalition.
Hey everyone, welcome to Talk Local to Me. It is June already, so we are halfway through the year. How's everybody feel about that? I want to know.
I can't believe we're halfway through the year. I can't believe it's actually June.
Daniel, how you feel about that?
It went from January to now, like in 2 days.
Facts. It was like, it really did. I feel like it has flown by.
It has gone by so quick, especially this week. So I have one more full week in the office and then I'm out for 2 weeks. So it's like the days are all now, instead of 8-hour days or 10-hour days, they're like 3 or 4 hour days. It's like there's no time to get anything done, it seems. It's just chaos and craziness.
Yeah, I feel the same way. And because I'm sure you guys are, especially now, we're gonna be talking with Daniel in just a minute with Henson Heating and Air and talk about all the stuff they're doing. And I'm sure y'all are getting super busy.
Yeah, we're really starting to pick up business a lot.
Yeah. So of course it's June. It's starting to feel. So I'm not gonna lie. Yesterday I did not want to do any work. It was a gorgeous day, and I'm not gonna lie. I actually was at the pool for a little bit. It was nice. Yeah. So
nice.
So
Sheena wants to know where her invite was.
Oh, she can come with me anytime. So
Okay.
first and foremost, I will say I'm gonna give a quick plug. I am a member of the Bedford Country Club.
I didn't know we were rolling like that, Woody.
No,
I
so
didn't either.
hey, so I'm gonna tell you guys they have a fabulous deal right now on membership. Like seriously, it's like $50 a month if you do a social
that's not bad.
membership. And you pay like a down payment. So we're there, but she can come with me anytime. It's only $5 guest fee. Tell Sheena to head on out.
Okay, $5.
Or yesterday I went. My sister was working, but I went and crashed her pool. Is actually what I did.
Oh, well, okay. Yeah.
I went over to my sister's pool and crashed while she was working.
Okay.
I was like, hey.
I'll get your address when we get off the air, and
Yeah.
we'll just go crash her pool too if
Yeah.
she won't mind.
So, that's one thing I want to talk with some people, I want to talk about this and then maybe the next couple of weeks is like when spring hits, you hear spring fever, but I really think it's really summer when people start to really get that. They get the nice weather and it's
Right.
like, what do you do? And my phone rings to tell me to turn down my volume here because I always forget. But like, what do you do with work, or how do you as even an employer handle that with your employees? So I can tell you, I made a decision this past week and I went over it with my staff. We had a staff meeting Monday. And so for June and July, because we don't have any major events going on, we're planning for some of them. But for right now, because I feel like once we hit August, we have a health and wellness fair, we have the Battle of the Bands, and we have Centerfest, and we have 2 parades. Like our rest of the year is just
Nuts.
So I kind of feel like we're going to take a little break, and Mondays I'm allowing them to all work virtually.
Okay.
So that we all
From
are
the pool.
wherever you go, as long as work's getting done.
Right.
But I'm allowing them to do Mondays. Now, if for some reason they have to schedule some, like Andrea has membership meetings, so if she looks at me and says, "Hey, can I do a Tuesday?"
Right.
So
they
it's
can
only,
swap it out.
they get a Monday or Tuesday option. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we're in the office. One of us is at the store in Bedford, or one of us is in Forest at all times. And then, but I think that just kind of gives them some downtime too, to say, okay, hey, my employer cares a little bit about my health too, my wellness, and,
Right.
and I can take a little bit of a break here and there if I'm getting the job done, and I trust that they'll do it. And so we're gonna try it out for June and July, see how it works.
Oh.
But I thought it was a pretty good way
So when it's slow,
to do it.
you
Yeah,
can do that. Yeah. When it's downtime.
and I have to say, we work really hard
Right.
most of the year. I mean, we work really hard in
Most
June
of
and
the
July
year.
too. Like I
I
don't
work
just
hard
take
all
off.
year.
But I mean,
Woody works hard all year.
we
Daniel
work
works
really
hard all
hard.
year. I'm just saying.
Like I know some employers ask, like, what can we do to make it a better
Right.
work environment? And I
Right.
just thought, hey, this might be something I could do.
Yeah.
We talked it over, and they were pretty excited about it. So we're gonna see how it goes.
Our office staff hates the way that we do vacations, because we all have a separate Google Calendar and they all sync together so everybody can see everybody's calendar, and they all know
Yeah, I
all
can
they
do
have
that.
to do is put it on the calendar and say, hey, I'm not going to be here this day, and tell me verbally and tell me that it's on the calendar, and that's the whole vacation process right there. So
Yeah.
we try hard to do that, and even with our caregivers, because it's hard when somebody needs a whole week off and we've got to try to reschedule. We just tell them, hey, just give us some notice. And I have yet to decline anyone in 7 years for a vacation day. So you got to have that balance and have that time off. So,
Yeah.
by the way, I celebrated yesterday, I think. Yeah,
I saw that.
yesterday I celebrated 7 years as the director of Visiting Angels. So,
Nice.
That's amazing.
haven't gotten fired yet. Let's keep going. So,
Yeah. And we're going to talk in a little bit about another hidden talent, apparently,
Oh,
like Northfield
no.
has, but we're going to we're gonna let y'all
Is it
think
being
on
a podcast host?
no, not that one.
Oh, man.
Not that one. Additional. He's a man of many talents. We're gonna talk about that later.
I'm a little worried about this.
But for, but first off, we're gonna get talking with our first guest today, and I feel like what Daniel does is extremely important year round. So you talk about people being busy year round.
Right.
I'm assuming what you do is probably. I mean, you can't just be like, "Hey, I'm gonna take off and get in the pool today."
Right.
When people's air, heating and air systems are broke or they need them replaced and all those things. So, and I said with Henson Heating and Air, but it's Henson Air Repair.
Correct.
I said it wrong the first time, so my apologies.
That's all right. I do the heating and air thing.
I had it wrong in my
Yes.
notes too. So
Probably because I
Gosh,
sent it to you.
you did.
Maybe
So-
I should call it Henson Air Repair and the like.
and the like.
And the like.
And all the things, and all other things.
Yes.
Henson Air and all the things.
So you guys actually specialize in repair,
Correct.
over replacement.
Yep.
And so let's talk about that because I think that's really important. I know that there are companies in our area that and this is I've heard from people that have told me that they have an issue with their HVAC system or whatnot, and they call in a company and they are just like immediately go to, oh, you need a new system.
Yep.
And they don't really look into more of how can we fix it
Mhm.
versus making them put out all this money for a brand new system.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about like what you do. What does, Henson Air Repair do, as far as when they get those kind of calls?
Well, I can start with how I've been in the industry for 11 years, and in that time, I've come across my own personal issues with my own system. On a hot Friday afternoon, my system went down.
That's when they always go down.
That's right. That's right. However, I had one of the classic cases where it was actually my compressor. So my outdoor unit was totally done.
Right.
The compressor just died. So for me to go through the process of trying to replace that on a Friday afternoon, it just seemed impossible. Basically, having had that experience, and also having been in the industry and being the person who was coming from a company and telling you that your system is busted and you need a new one, knowing that there were things that could have been done, and then seeing the response of most customers just take that dreadful reality check that they're not getting out of this for less than thousands of dollars.
Right.
And it just completely overwhelms them. It hurts their feelings. It really does. And as a homeowner in a position that I was in, I was able to experience that pain, that complete helplessness that comes from feeling like replacement was my only option. I was able to take care of my system, but in that same breath, I was experiencing what other people experience. So I'll just tell you straight out, I got into this because, well, God said it was my time to get into this. So first and foremost, you want to listen when he talks. So, but getting into this allowed me the opportunity to relieve people of that burden of this is hands down your only option. To, yeah, you know what, we can try some things, or not really try. I mean, I can replace parts on this, and it will give you time to save up for when this thing really is inefficient, and when it's really gonna be, it's gonna only make
Right.
sense to replace it. So it gives you that time to save up for that big blow.
And I can appreciate that because, excuse me, I had the same thing happen to me, I would say 3-4 years ago. So we live in, our home is like a double wide, but it's on like a foundation. So we have, however, our system was really old. And if you know anything about like those types of trailers, you can only have like certain types of HVAC units in there. And
Correct.
unfortunately for me, Well, one time we had something break in it, and I think it was like, I don't know if it was a compressor or what it was. And like I said, this was years ago. And luckily, my ex-husband, who owns Hill City Electrical, um, came out and was able to fix that for me. Yes, guys, my ex-husband came and fixed something for me.
Yeah,
It can happen.
You
Just
guys
letting you
get
know.
along really well.
Oh,
so
we're like
Right.
best. No, I
Yeah.
hate. I don't
Like,
say we're
it's-
best friends, but we're still.
you have a healthy relationship.
We are
though, like,
extremely still really good friends.
Yeah.
So he came out and actually helped my current husband fix that piece of it. But then we started noticing a few years later, like we weren't getting, the heating was great, but come summer, we were not getting cold air.
Yep.
So we needed to, we had someone come out and they're like, well, we can put some more Freon in it. Freon?
Yes.
Freon?
Okay, Freon. in it.
Correct.
However, the Freon I needed was like the super expensive kind. I don't even remember what it's called, but it
The
was
old R22.
Yes,
Yep.
R22. And it was ridiculous how much we paid to put it in, and it was
Right.
gone in a week. Like
Right.
it was bad. It was really bad. So like, but in talking with them, they told us like, you're gonna have, and it was getting close to winter again. So it was like, okay, we could probably baby it through the winter, but start, but I appreciated someone coming and kind of not really Band-Aid fixing it, because sometimes I think you can fix it and it actually works, but at
Right.
least letting you know, hey, here are some options, instead of just coming and going, oh, well, you're going to pay $9,000 for a whole
Right.
new unit,
Yeah.
to go in there.
Well, there usually is something that you can do.
Mhm.
And generally it's a good, healthy repair. Like I said, even with my compressor, a compressor replacement is still exceptionally well. It's much cheaper
Mhm.
than replacing the whole system. But where I come in, I'm not just coming there to slap some more refrigerant in the system.
Right.
I'm going to come there and I'm going to try to find your leak, and we'll evaluate the efficiencies of the system, and we'll determine, okay, is it going to be worth it to replace the entire inside coil?
Okay.
Well, in most cases, yeah, you're talking, small digits compared to an entire brand new system, which in 2023, January 1st brought in a bunch of new stipulations. It brought in a higher SEER equipment, and everything is gone up a lot.
Whew, I just slid in there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you actually did.
Right before it, because I got mine in 2021.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So, the R22, it's an obsolete refrigerant now,
Mm.
and it's on its way out. So it's several $100s
Oh yeah, it was
per pound to put that back in a system.
yeah. After looking at how much it cost for that one time, and then when it went out so quick, I was like, well, we might as well just get a new system, because the amount I'm gonna have to keep putting in. I mean, it was,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's part of the evaluation that I would do with somebody.
Mhm.
Is we would look at, okay, well, you've got so many different things wrong with this system. Okay, now at this point, let's consider replacement. But up until that point, and up until your financial situation can have a say in it,
Mm-hmm.
it's really important to be able to be there for people who just simply have no other option.
Now, if you have someone that wants to have you come out and look at something, do you do free estimate? Do you come out and check it, or is there a fee to come out?
I will do a free estimate. I'll come out and tell them what the price of a new system would be. Being as I'm a one-man show, I've got a selection of a few different master helpers that can give me a hand when I need it to do those replacements when necessary.
Mhm.
I do. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's
That's okay. That's okay. So let me change the question while you think about that. So, there's the obvious sign that your heating and air is having an issue, like when it's, like today, it's a little warmer and your house is hotter inside than outside.
Mhm.
What are some things that people should look for to where they might have an issue that might not be quite so obvious?
All right. Things that aren't so obvious is like the outdoor unit not running.
Okay.
Or if the outdoor unit is running, that pipe, you've got two copper pipes. The big one should be cold and it should be sweating, basically condensating. If it's not, well, at least really cold, then there's an issue. If you put your hand up to a vent, you can hear that the system is running, and you feel no air, that's a giveaway that you've got a clogged coil, and the clogged coil is either a dirty filter or it's a frozen over unit, and no air is getting past. If you hear like a humming, that could be a blower motor that is just not moving.
Okay.
So very quickly after that, if the outdoor unit is running, you will ice over. So if your system is down in the basement, generally what you'll see is black foam pipe. It's about 1.5 inches, and if you see spots in there that are white, basically that's places where the insulation has ripped, and that's ice that you're looking at. So if you see ice anywhere, if you see puddling around the indoor unit, or any frost building up on the outdoor unit, those are things to look for.
That it's a sign that it's malfunctioning and not quite running
absolutely.
at peak performance there.
That's right. That's right.
And how important is it to change your filters? So
You took a question I was getting.
yeah. So I have in my wonderful Google Calendar, I have a reminder every month to change the filters. Doesn't mean it happens every month, but at least I get reminded. How important is it to change those filters, and how often should you really do it? Because I do it every 30 days because I know I'm going to miss it.
So you don't want to buy a dirt cheap filter. There is a
Right.
certain filter that's a bunch of fibers basically sprinkled in a square and stamped with an edging. Basically, it looks like hair, like green hairs or blue hairs or something.
Okay.
That kind of filter is called a 30-day filter. It's the cheapest thing on the market, and to be honest, it's the worst thing you can do to your system, because that filter lets all the little particles of dust through that you don't want getting through to your system.
Okay.
So that filter is actually only doing something after it's been in there for about 6 months.
Okay.
So at that point, it's collected enough dust, it can actually begin to filter.
Okay. So
At
the
which
filter I'm
point
using
it's
is the wrong
horrible.
one, is what you're telling me. Stop getting the cheap ones and
Stop getting
upgrade
the
a little
cheap one.
bit.
Being a
Upgrade a
cheapo.
little bit. Now,
Yeah.
you don't have to go to the super, super high, heavy duty.
Like $50 a filter. That's above
Yeah.
what we definitely need to do.
That's for people who suffer so severely from allergies that they open the door and then they got to go to bed for 2 days.
Okay.
So you want to stay away from that, because that particular filter does need to be changed every 30 days, because it will very quickly fill up and block your airflow.
Okay.
To be honest, with all of the germs that we've been going through the last couple of years, every day that filter is sitting there in that system, it's collecting more germs, and those germs just continue they thrive on that surface. So even if a filter's not dirty, changing it at least every 45 days, a month and a half, basically,
Okay.
I wouldn't personally let one go longer than that.
Okay.
Okay.
Good to know.
And so when it is dirty, that will absolutely block your airflow, and it will absolutely freeze your coil. So a lot of times I do get a call out to somebody's house where they don't have any air. They can't feel any air blowing. The outdoor unit's running as hard as it can, and the indoor unit's a block of ice.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all because of the dirty filter.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really, really important that you stay on top of your filters. Something else that you can do is, when it's mowing season, is turn the unit off or turn it up a degree while you're mowing anywhere near the vicinity of your outdoor unit.
Okay.
When that unit is running, that fan is blowing the air straight up from the middle, which means it's sucking it in from all four sides at an incredible velocity. So every time you pass by there with the lawnmower, you are kicking up a huge invisible cloud of tangible material that can get clogged inside of your coil, and it's the quickest way to clog up your outdoor unit. And
Would have never thought about that.
And how important is it to keep? So like I used to live in a house that the heating and air was probably 30 years old when we moved out of the house. I'd limped that thing along for 15 years. But like I would have to go out like every couple of weeks and like clear all the leaves from around it, things like that. So the airflow to the outside unit is just as important as that filter inside. Or?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You got a nose and a mouth. You can breathe out of both.
Right.
If you clog one of them up, it's just gonna make things more difficult.
Okay.
And what people don't realize is, like, when you're running this unit, it's asking it to run a marathon. And in the same way, you wouldn't put on a mask to run a marathon, or you shouldn't put on a mask to run a marathon. A dirty mask is gonna kill you a lot faster. You're gonna get where your body cuts out, and the same concept applies to the heating and cooling. If the unit can't breathe, it's gonna give out. It will only do that so many times before it's done altogether.
I love that analogy.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
do too.
that's great.
Because you can picture it.
I wouldn't
so.
have even thought about it the
Yeah.
way you put it. Yeah.
So if you've got an older unit, it's better to kind of baby a little bit, make sure it's clean around the
Yeah.
outside, make sure the filters are clean.
Yeah, something that you can do is you can take a water hose and you don't want to spray it at the unit. You can spray it from the top down. Basically, all the fins are running up and down, so when you're shooting a stream directly, will kind of offset a little bit from the top down. You will rinse that coil, and it'll help the efficiency.
Kind of blow your unit's nose, if you will, like
Yeah.
So exactly,
clean it right out.
Exactly. I like that.
So, we were talking about filters, but with the air repair, do you actually come out and service people's units as well for them? Like, does servicing, is that part of what you do to make sure that they've got that? Because I know you're supposed to service them, 6 months or so?
Yeah. Actually, I do offer a service agreement.
Okay.
It's $180 for one unit, and it's $150 for any unit after that.
Okay.
And that includes every aspect of checking the system, checking the pressures, checking the amp draws on the important motors and compressors and the fan. So checking those things is important. It's kind of like a doctor taking your temperature and checking your pulse and
Doing all the blood work.
doing all the blood work. Yeah.
Checking the Freon, all that good stuff.
That's right. Blood pressure is like the pressures in the system. I mean, if it's running hot, it's going to hurt. So I check all those things, make sure your thermostat's operating the way it's supposed to. I actually do check your filter, and I make a stern recommendation if it's dirty. And something else that a lot of people can do is write the date on your filter.
Yeah.
So just have a Sharpie
that's a good
close
idea
by.
too.
Just write
That way
it
I
down
know
on
how many months I missed my calendar reminder.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, being the guy on the air right now, I've done the same thing. I've even written it on there and been like, "Oh, I replaced that a couple of weeks ago," and then I check it one day, and
And it's like
turned out
2019. Like, wait a minute, that's not. I thought I just changed this.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so I do offer a service agreement, and that's 2 checks, one in heating and one in cooling, and they're both for that one price of $180 for one system.
Okay.
And then you said it was $150 for each unit after that. So if you've got a
Correct.
house that has like a split unit or something, or you've got 2 outside units, then you'll check both of those for the
Yes.
180 and the 150.
So a single system is an outdoor unit and an indoor unit, the heat pump and the air handler, or a straight AC and an air handler. There's multiple different ways to set up a heating and cooling system. But one single system is when you turn the thermostat on, all the parts that operate with it are included as one system.
Even if there's like 2 thermostats on one unit.
Yes.
Okay.
If it's a zoned system, it's still the same unit being controlled by 2 different brains.
Okay. Excellent.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Now, do you work any with those? I'm going to forget the name. I want to say Hemi, but I don't think they're Hemi. Halo, the air filters that people can put in with their HVAC units.
That
that
that's a
Yeah, it's like a
it's
ultra.
sort of a UV light
Yeah.
sort
Yeah,
of
okay.
thing. I've had experiences with that. I do offer a product that I feel personally, and I've experienced personally, and the several hundred that I've installed. The feedback that I get on the product that I have over the Halo
Mhm.
is pretty incredible.
Okay, so you
Um,
offer something similar.
I do.
Okay, perfect.
I accept I mean, it's much better.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's much better. It lasts longer. It's got a lifetime warranty. And I hope this doesn't hurt anyone's feelings, but Halos will actually grow mold on the unit itself.
Hmm.
And I have pictures to prove that. So
Okay.
I hope the right people are
Is that
listening.
is that something like a maintenance issue that like you got to go clean it, or
It's not
is
hurting
it?
my feelings because I haven't gotten one yet. I've been thinking about it, so that's
I mean, it's kind of pointless to get something that helps kill and control your bacteria
If it's
to
gonna grow it.
actually grow it on the unit itself.
okay.
So, in my personal opinion, I would not install one of those.
Okay, interesting.
If
Good
you
to know.
have one in there, I would be happy to replace it for you.
And if somebody's listening and they do have one of those, do they need to like maybe just take a step and check? And
Yeah. The product that I have, it makes a difference in your everyday living health. I mean, it makes a difference when you're in your home. You can notice the difference. I've got multiple reviews of people, verbal reviews. I will have them on my site soon, but I've got feedback from people going, "Wow, this is really a game changer."
Mm-hmm.
Just multiple, you know, reviews on people just loving it so
Okay.
much.
yeah.
Um,
And what's your service area? And where are you based from?
I'm out of Monroe, but
Okay.
I'll go up to 50 miles out.
Okay.
So I'll catch people on Smith Mountain Lake if they need to.
Okay.
Wintergreen. I don't want to go to Danville, but I mean, if the situation was unique and
anybody
it
wants to
needed
go to
that,
Danville.
I would. So amongst all of these other things, specializing in my repairs, I'm able to come out, and often I've been able to come out after several other companies or several other techs from other companies have come out and have been unsuccessful at locating the issue or have band-aided the issue only for it to return shortly thereafter, and have been able to come out and give them a lasting repair and find out what the actual problem is. I like to take pictures. I like to take videos. I like to be able to show you on your couch what I was seeing outside at your unit,
Right.
as if you were there with me.
Right.
So,
Not, hey, it did this, and you'll never see it do this again. It was a one, but just trust me on it. You're actually trying to show them, hey, this is what I found, and this is the issues that we had, and what we're going to try to
yeah,
correct.
a picture says 1,000 words.
It
I
does.
mean, and then sometimes it's books worth
Right.
of words, things that I can't just tell you. I mean, just letting you see what it's doing and you making that conclusion in your own self, in your own mind. I mean, it's pretty powerful. So I'm straight up about everything that I find. I bring that proof. I don't just say, "Yep, it's busted. It's going to cost you this to fix it," and then you don't know if I did something or not. If I unplugged a wire and acted like I went to the store and came back and plugged the wire back in with this new expensive part. So
Yeah. Well, I want to bring us back to something you mentioned earlier, and I don't know if anyone really picked up on it, but you are a one-man business.
yes, ma'am.
So it's, you're out there getting all of this done. You're local, you're, locally owned. But one of the things I want to bring up to everybody is that, you're also certified, licensed, and insured. And I say this a lot when I'm talking with contractors, and I'm going to say it again, and I will say it every time I'm talking to a contractor. So, this point in the podcast, you're going to hear, something repetitive, but please, please, please always use somebody who is certified, licensed, and insured to do any kind of work to your home, indoors, outdoors, anything like that.
And make sure if they're supposed to pull a permit, they pull a permit.
Yeah. Are you talking about my dad?
No, I'm not talking about anybody.
We talking about my
except your
dad. Let's just talk about my dad.
Let's talk about your dad.
My dad didn't do none of those
Does
things.
he listen to this podcast?
I have never, no, and
Okay,
I'll talk
good.
about
So-
him. I'll let him listen to it because he
Listen here,
knows how I
Ron.
feel about this situation.
Listen here, Ron.
Yeah.
Make sure they pull a permit.
Apparently, my dad don't know what I do for a living because he just likes to Google people and Google
Sometimes
some.
that's good, but sometimes that's bad.
No, he Googled some guy to come and build a back porch off of his house and a concrete slab for their picnic tables. I just wish y'all come see this. It's ridiculous.
And I'm not a contractor by any means. I'm allergic to the outside and all things that are out there. So I don't like to do things like that. But I saw the pictures and I was like, that is not how you do that.
I said, hey, can I see the contract? He brought me a napkin.
Oh my God.
They wrote it on a napkin, guys. I'm not playing with this. I can't make it up. I'm sorry, Dad. I'm going to call you out. And then the guy actually asked to borrow some of my dad's tools to go use at the next job he was doing. And my dad let him. My dad let him. And then he comes back and he says, because by that time I was like, let me find this guy. Like I was going to wait for him. And
I remember that.
he said, the guy said, oh, I'm going to get up on your roof. I said, if you let that man on your roof, I said, I'm telling you right now, Dad, don't you dare let him on your roof.
Right.
Because you don't know what, you're, and
He's going to throw himself off and get
so,
in his
yeah. So then the guy never showed back up because my dad told him I was going to be there and then I guess that guy said, no, I don't want to deal with that.
I don't blame him. I'm scared of you. I wouldn't want to be.
So what I'm trying to say, people, because now my dad has a deck that leaks up under it and it gets water and it's horrible. please go with someone licensed and insured and certified, knows what they're doing, because even if your brother Joe can do it, should he? Because no, he probably should not. Because if your brother Joe gets up there to do something and he falls off your roof, that's on you.
Right.
That is all on you. You're paying
right.
medical bills. You're potentially, and I'm not even talking about like, you know, your brother may not sue you, but if you have someone else up there, who knows? They could sue you for damages and their hospitals. I mean, come on, guys, let's be smart about this. And sometimes you're gonna have to pay a little more. Do it, please, because you don't want to end up paying millions or thousands when something goes wrong. And that's what happened. So I think it's very important to know that, you know, Daniel is certified, licensed, insured, and, you know, does all these things.
And if you call his business, you get the owner on the phone right away. You're not going through 30 layers of people.
Or his wife, because your wife helps with the business.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, so the real boss.
I'm going to throw Stephanie out there. Let me make sure she gets some credit.
Yeah.
Shout out to
wish she
Stephanie.
could be here today, but there were other things at play
That's okay.
to be tending to. So, yes, we are licensed, are insured, are certified, and I actually carry all those documents with me in my car in case anybody needs that proof. So,
yeah.
And
That's awesome.
I mean, let's just say it. You're genuinely nice guy. The couple times I've met you, it's always been a nice interaction. And when somebody's coming to your home to talk to you, that's just as important as the good service they provide. Is you want somebody that's going to be friendly and polite and other things. So
Customer service.
and customer service. That's what I'm looking for. That's the word.
Customer service
Customer
matters.
service.
customer
matters.
service is so vital. It's so important.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you can do great work, but never answer that phone or never
Exactly.
Treat somebody like I mean, you just got to be aware of how people are feeling when you're talking to them. You know, if you talk down to them, or if you kind of smirk when they make a silly remark about the way something is called or something, it just it resonates with them, and it doesn't, and they don't like it.
Right.
Right.
It's
like when people say water.
You beat me to it.
Don't look at me when I say water. This is
You
how I feel. about it.
You probably got it out the spigot.
Or milk.
Yeah.
MEL.
Milk. Oh.
Yeah.
So
tell us, Daniel, how can someone get a hold of you if they are looking, if you're sitting here and they're listening, they're like, oh, you know what? I probably should have him come out and look at my unit. How can they get a hold of you? What's the best way to do that?
Well, a lot of people are kind of a little intimidated by a phone call, so you may text me. You can text me at 434-665-4701. You can call me at that same number. You can catch me on Facebook Messenger. We're on Facebook. We are on Instagram. And here very shortly, we will be on Google.
Okay. Awesome. And then you have your website. Is it hensonairrepair.com?
Correct.
Okay. So they can go on and check out all the information we just kind of talked about and get some more info from you there.
Yes, ma'am. And that site is also being upgraded right now. So we're stepping on up.
Yeah, I hear you.
good.
I hear you. I've been doing the same thing. Our cvabc.org page has been stepping up.
I'm
getting
sorry.
some new
Did you
stuff.
say cvabc.org?
I did before you did.
You did. You did.
Yes. I get paid today. No, I'm just kidding.
cvabc.org. I just balanced yours out.
CVABC.org.
That's great. Well, thank you so much, Daniel, for coming on with us. And like I said, guys, if you're listening in and you need some, you've been hearing some of those issues, like Mike was asking him, things that maybe are kind of red flagging you that you might need to look at your system.
Don't lose your cool. Just call.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm done.
Absolutely.
If that isn't a catchphrase trademark out there, you just need to grab that.
There you go.
And I will say this one last thing to close. Since I am not the big box companies, since I don't have multiple techs on the road, I do not have to charge anywhere near the same prices that they do. So I am much more affordable.
Oh, there we go.
You don't have as much overhead as
I
some
like
others
that
do.
too.
Yet I am still a certified master that you would have coming out to your home, that the top of any company would be sending out if you had an issue that nobody was able to fix.
Perfect.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for throwing that out there, because that's important for people to know, especially when they're cheap like me. And I'm like, yes, I need to get something quality done, but I like to do it at a price that's not going to break my bank.
Yeah, that was a cool way to end that section.
Yeah. I can't wait.
I'm going to see how many more puns I can throw in.
Oh, gracious. So with that being said, I'm actually, I love learning about ways people can fix their homes up and do things, because I think that's important. One of your biggest investments is a home,
Right.
when you're out there, and the last thing you want to do is have a home and then stuff start breaking down on you and,
Yep.
and you having to spend all this extra money to fix it. But then I think another piece to people's business, a large piece of them is their business and how they work their business.
Right.
And so we have Tina joining us today with Smith Mountain Lake Virtual Assistants. How are you?
I'm good. How are you today?
I'm good. It's SML. I say Smith Mountain Lake, but SML. So just in case anyone didn't know what SML meant. But I think a lot of people spend a lot of time in the office doing things that take up a lot of their time that they don't necessarily always need to be doing, and they could outsource to someone else. And that's where Tina steps in and can help out. And I'm really excited to talk to you because I've heard of virtual assistants. I have a somewhat of a grasp of
Right.
what they do, but I feel like there's so much more. I think there's a lot more depth to it that I don't know about and a lot of people don't know about.
Right.
And so I'm really excited to have you on today to talk with us about what virtual assistants do and how they can help businesses, or like even, for example, Daniel, who's a one-man show, like how, there's a lot of people out there that have they're running their own business. And sometimes I'm sure you get overwhelmed or you get, caught up in stuff and you just want to scream. So instead of screaming, call Tina. That's what I feel like. So welcome.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
So tell us a little bit, just off the top, what, SML Virtual Assistant Services is about, and then we'll kind of dive deeper into the different things you offer.
Well, basically, my purpose in my business is to take part of the busy work off other businesses that are too busy to do that. So I offer admin services, any type of admin services, from just checking email to doing like bookwork, that kind of thing. So pretty much any admin service I do offer, and also social media management and that kind of thing.
Okay.
So there's a lot of different services I offer, and that's why when I talk to someone and they've called me about wanting services, I want to sit down with them, and because I want to create a plan that's going to meet their needs for their business.
Because I bet you there's times that some people don't even realize what those are. Like they think they need one thing, but really they need something else to make that one thing work. And it's all kind of snowballs when you, when you really look at the bigger picture of what you're struggling with.
Right.
And so I think that's great that you sit down with people. You don't just take it at their word. Like, oh, hey, I just need you to do this for me. And you're probably like, hey, let's look at why do you need me to do that?
Why do you not have time to do those things? Maybe there's some other things.
Well,
that
it's probably because I'm at the pool, but I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. So that's why I'm gonna get more pool time. I'm gonna hire Tina.
There you go.
Get more pool time. Hi, Tina. So, speaking of email, and that's one of the things that's always intrigued me is like, so if, for instance, I were to say, hey, Tina, I want you to help me manage my email, because I get so many emails a day, which I do. I get a lot of them. And I'm one of those people that I will go ahead and admit it now. Sometimes I'll look at it and go, I'll get to that in just a little bit.
Mike Norfield doesn't need an answer right now.
I don't need to talk to Mike. And so like a little bit later goes by and I've gotten 15, 20 other emails, and Mike's gone further on down into my email list. And, sometimes it takes me having to go, oh, you know what? I need to scroll back through and relook. But by then I've lost sometimes a couple days, and then you're having to apologize to people and say, oh, I'm so sorry. How do you work with the email? Like, how does that kind of work?
Well, what I do is I'm set up, like I have a company now that I work with that they actually set up an email that comes in through their customer care info email, that kind of thing, where I get those emails and the owner gets the email. So we both see them.
Okay.
Okay. That was going to be
That's
my
a
question.
good. So you're not actually logging into my specific email.
Right.
You're getting your own set. Okay.
Correct.
That's perfect.
Yes.
Now, is there a way that you are able to designate, like, because I'm sure you don't want all my junk emails coming through. Is it, or does it just give you all of it and you just kind of look and you know what to look for?
I just kind of look, and what I try to do is I do a training with the business before I even start.
Okay.
And to learn what they do and how they do it. And so when I start working for them, I know exactly what to do. And I start learning the language of a business that I'm not necessarily accustomed with.
Okay.
I have a client that's does medical training for nurses.
Okay.
Okay. So I've never done any work for any type of medical company before. So I was like, okay, So I did a month of training with them before I started her account. And that was tremendous help for me. To learn the language of that business and how it works.
I just punched my microphone. Sorry about that, guys.
Can't take her anywhere.
I'm a mess today. So that would be like, so you would come in and actually train with the Central Virginia Business Coalition, and we would kind of get you up to date on like all of our events and what coffee talk and all those things, so that if someone came in with a question, you'd know how to answer it without necessarily having to come to me or to the staff, and you just be like, hey, this is how it rolls.
And sometimes, sometimes I may not know the answer, and I'll have to say, okay, and ask, okay, how do I answer this? I'm not quite sure how to answer it. But most times, if I get the training in ahead of time, then I have an idea about that business and how it's going to work. So I start learning those things. And that's what I like about it, is because I get to learn all different kinds of businesses and what they do. And just having the knowledge of those businesses has just been an asset to my business.
And I would think too, even if it was something like, let's say somebody emailed you and you didn't quite know the answer, do you message them back and say, hey, I'm going to look into this for you? So that right there is, I think, golden, because instead of me just ignoring them and pushing them like down, at least they're getting something back. They're getting that touch that just says, hey, I realize that you've got an issue and we're working on it. And, I'll get back to you.
Yeah, I actually had one come in last night. I was checking for an account, and I knew what she was asking, but I wasn't sure what the date was of what she was asking and that kind of thing. So I said, you know what, let me check into this and I'll get back to you tomorrow. So she knows I'm responding to her. I'm seeing what she's sending me, but, and she knows that I'm going to get back to her. That way, when I don't know the answer, I can go to someone who does know the answer and then get back to her on the email.
Okay. Now you have 3 different types of admin packages. I figure we talk with the admin first and we'll move over to social media. What are those? How do those kind of break down?
Basically, they're based on hours.
Okay.
I have a basic, a standard, and a premium package. And your basic package is 5 hours a week.
Okay.
So whatever they need me to do has to be within that 5-hour range.
Okay.
The mid-grade package, which is your standard, is 10 hours a week. And then your high-grade package is 15 hours a week.
Okay.
So it's basically based on how much work they need, the time frame it's going to take to do it. And admin work, you kind of have to do it that way just because of the way admin work is. Because some admin work you can do really fast.
Right.
And some admin work is going to take you a lot longer.
Now, do you work with like payroll or bookkeeping or any of that piece of administrative?
I do. I actually advertised that a lot when I first started. I don't advertise it as much, not because I don't do it. It's just because, me being my business small like it is, I can't take on but so many of those. And I do some light bookkeeping. My bookkeeping just consists of mostly data entry, but I can do payroll and that kind of thing if they need it. I previously was in the corporate world, and I worked in HR and did payroll for over 600 people every week. So
I thought you were going to say over 600 years, and I'm like, wow, you look really good for 600. But okay, 600
no, over
people.
600 people
that's a lot.
that I had to do weekly.
Yeah.
So because we had our regular employees in that place plus 5 temp agencies.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Awesome. Now, you also mentioned social media package, and I think that one of the things, even more over administrative, I see a lot of people asking for social media help because I'm going to be honest, there's a lot of people that just don't know how to do social media, especially those. And I say, not that I'm saying like older, but like the older generation has trouble with the social media. And
are you talking about like our age,
you have
older
to,
generation?
No.
Okay, sorry, go
I'm
ahead.
talking about a little older than us.
Okay.
Just a little.
Just a little, like Woody's age.
Yep.
Yeah. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm good.
But you see that a lot, and like you have to be on social media. You have to have some sort of social media presence. And I'll be honest, like if it's outside of Facebook for me,
it scares you to death.
It scares me to death. You know me, I can't do it. I TikToked at Disney this past week, and it was like one of the first times Autumn had to show me how to do it. And I was so proud of myself. Like, I was so proud of myself. But I don't do much with, the Instagram, and I know you should be. So
Right. And people say that LinkedIn is very important. I thought
I
that was kind of
know.
going out, and people talk like, I don't know what it, I feel like I'm being personally attacked over
don't
the
do
last few
much
weeks
on
because
LinkedIn
everybody's like,
either.
oh, I do a lot on LinkedIn. It's very important. And then like from Visiting Angels Corporate, we're hearing like, oh, LinkedIn's super important. You need to make sure you're plugged into that and using it and utilizing it. And I'm like, and I see other people like that are in the CVABC that I'm friends with on LinkedIn. I don't know why, but we are. I think we did a training thing with Abe, and he was telling
We
us how
did.
important it was. And I was like, yeah, I see, but I still don't understand. But I see like there are some places like one of our competitors, The Key, like Brandy posts like 3, 4, 5 times a week to LinkedIn. And I'm just like, what are you posting to LinkedIn? Because
Yeah.
it's such a different area. So
Well, and it's not even so much that like and I am scared, but then there's also time. I don't have the time to sit here and
right.
post all these social media accounts. And Autumn, what is our events and social media manager, but when you really look into it, she's so busy doing events that
Right.
sometimes social media still kind of falls to the wayside.
Well,
So
Monday when she's sitting by the pool, she can work on all
yeah,
that
she's gonna
social,
work. That's right, Autumn. I know you're listening.
all
So
those socials.
But yeah, so tell us, like, how does that work with the social media? Are you kind of versed in all the different ones, like, or how does that?
Yes. And in reference to your LinkedIn, I
Yeah.
post on LinkedIn daily.
Okay.
See?
Just because it is a good platform and I've gotten business from there.
What do
Okay.
you post? Like, so, okay, see now I'm gonna pick your brain. Like, I just need to know because I feel like I don't do anything on LinkedIn, and I have got to step it up.
Whether it's a new ad I've created or something, something I want to do, there's something on there daily
Okay.
that I put on there
Okay.
to advertise or whatever I need to do. And I encourage a lot of my businesses to do that. All of them don't want to use LinkedIn, but I do encourage them to do that because I really have gotten quite a bit of business from that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Good to
Well,
know.
see, now I'm gonna have to do it. Y'all gonna see a post later today and be like, "Oh, there she is."
But
We're-
Instagram, Facebook, all those are platforms that are they're all very important. And that's what I've run into is a lot of businesses, they just want their name out there, but they don't have time and don't have the skills to sit down and do that. And mostly it's just time. It's
Right.
not that they couldn't figure it out.
Right.
It's just they don't have the time. And so they want somebody to do it for them.
Mhm.
So every day when they get up, oh, my business has got a post on here already
Mhm.
today. And you have to be so consistent about it. It has to be consistent. If you're not consistent, it falls by the wayside. And I feel like you're, if you post once this week and maybe 3 weeks later you post again, you have to be consistent about it
Mhm.
because you have to put that business out there in front of people on a regular basis for them to remember it.
Right. So I was just looking at, I was getting ready to ask a question. I answered it kind of for myself though when I was looking because you have the package types for the social media. Because I was going to ask, do you create the content for people or do they give you the content? That kind of breaks down into your different package levels.
Yeah. If you look at the package levels, some of them are content that they give me, and some of them are content that I create for them.
Mm-hmm.
And I do all my own ads and everything for my business. So I offer that to other people as well.
Okay.
I do a lot of real estate because I came from real estate before I started my business. I
Mhm.
was in real estate for 4.5 years, worked for a realtor at Smith Mountain Lake. And so I do a lot of stuff for realtors. So I do create a lot of content.
Okay. Yeah,
Very
that
cool.
was it. Because
Mhm.
I'm just going to go to the Heather does not.
So let's have a contest.
I
and
am
see
not
who can
artistic
post
or
the most
creative.
on LinkedIn
Who? Between
in the
me and
month of
you?
June. In the month of June.
No, see, because you're going to win that.
Tell you what,
Because you'll just make it a point to like have it on your calendar for every 5 seconds. Like,
we'll come up with a prize for this,
Uh-huh.
and we'll figure something out. But we'll have a contest, legitimate post, not just hey, I'm posting so that I can beat Mike. But
okay, gotcha.
we'll have a little
All
contest.
right, let's
so
do
you can
it. We'll do it.
Now, the only time
I'm gonna hire Tina real quick. I'm just kidding.
the only time I may not post every day is when I go on vacation.
Right.
Right.
Now-
I'm getting ready to go to the beach here in about a week.
All right,
and
which beach we going to?
I am going to Myrtle Beach.
All right, I'll
Okay.
be packed and ready next week.
We stay at Lakewood Campground. It's an amazing Christian campground at Myrtle Beach that we have been going to since my kids were tiny, and all my kids are grown now. And so, and they all still go. So that's our one trip every year where all my children come together and we get to have a trip together.
Oh, so that's cool. So the last week of June, my family, my sister loves to go to Lake Anna, so we rent a house and I think it's like 60 million of us. It's my sister and her 5 kids, her husband, my parents, and my wife and I, and then our kids will go. So it's like, you look like, probably 10 to 14 people. And we just go and we get a house for the lake, a house at the lake for a week and spend the week together. And it's a great time. So we get to catch up on all the things that we miss throughout the year. So.
Well, one of my sons actually lives in Virginia Beach, and he travels to Myrtle Beach for this trip. And then our other son, the oldest one, he travels from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania down.
Okay.
And then my daughter lives in Huddleston area. So
very cool. Yeah, so it just kind of gets everybody together in one spot. And
right. Yeah. That's about our only time of year that we're all together was when we have that trip every year. So I'm really excited. So I don't do as much posting that week.
Now, since we're talking about vacations, I know with Facebook you can schedule posts and things like that. Does LinkedIn have a feature like that, or?
I have never used a feature like that. I have never looked to see if they had it. I just post regular on it. That's something I've never explored, but I really do need to explore that because I'm sure there's a feature that does that.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know for sure, but I'm going to have to look into that because I'm not. Now that you said that, I've tried to check before, but I haven't. I've just been posting so much every day.
You're so busy posting, you don't have time to dig and see if you can schedule them. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, but a lot of my Facebook posts are scheduled, and all that stuff. I try to schedule those where I don't have to worry about. I know that's going out. It makes it so much easier when you're doing social media management to schedule those
Very
things.
much so.
Yeah. Now, if someone is interested in signing up and getting set up with your services, I know you have to accept due to, are you accepting new clients right now?
I am accepting new clients. I actually have hired a girl that's helping me with some of the admin work now.
Okay.
And she does a fantastic job. And so I'm very blessed to have gotten her. I actually worked with her years ago in the corporate world. So it actually worked out nicely for me and her. I hope so. So
awesome. How do they get a hold of you to sign up?
Well, they can call me on my call or text on my phone. It's 540-330-6956. Or they can contact me through my website at smlvaservices.com or email smlvaservices@gmail.com.
Okay. Awesome. So I want to really quickly, we have a few minutes left because I got things to say. So everyone loves it when I have things to say. First of all, I do want to announce that the Peaks Art and Wine Festival scheduled for this Saturday, we have had to postpone. We had a few issues come up kind of out of our control that were not going to be conducive to holding it this weekend. So we are looking to postpone that probably till next spring. We thought about the fall, but there's so many other wine festivals in the fall. We just thought it would be a little too saturated for that. So we're going to be working on that for 2024. So keep that in the kind of the back of your minds. We're going to be, hopefully putting together something even bigger and better than we were hoping to do this year. But we are going to have the registration for Battle of the Bands will be open beginning next week. So it'll be our 5th annual Bedford Battle of the Bands. It's going to be August 19th. I'm holding it on Autumn's birthday because I felt like she should work on her birthday.
She should. She did work on her birthday last year, too, I think.
It was the day before.
Day before.
Yeah, because it was the 18th last year.
Gotcha.
So, but we'll sing to her or whatever. So we're opening it up we have four bands that come out and compete for cash prize. We have $1,000 grand prize for the winner, and then we have the smaller cash prizes for the other 3 bands. And when we're looking at this, we're looking for those bands that are not necessarily well known to the area. We want people to come out and play and get to experience just kind of our local arts. And we hold it at Liberty Lake Park. It is going to be from 5 to 9 that night. We have food trucks, we have the beer truck, we have inflatables, we have vendors. We have a car show that goes along with it, a cruise in that happens up at the top level. And it's free admission. So we don't charge people to come. It is, this event is fully done by sponsors. So big shout out to Custom Embroidery and Screen Printing. They are the title sponsor of that event.
Nice. They were giving out free t-shirts last year.
They were. But we do have sponsors available if you want to look into something, our stage or different vendors, and we have, wristbands. We have all sorts of things that help us be able to put this on and keep it free to the community.
If you want to sponsor a cake for Autumn since it's her birthday.
A cake for Autumn. Ooh, can we throw it at her?
I was just thinking that.
Yes.
I mean, it can't be worse than confetti candy.
I know, right? So, I mean, that sponsorship is worth a lot right there if y'all want to see us throw a cake at Autumn.
I'm pretty sure Hill City Electrical Services would buy that in a heartbeat.
Probably.
So,
yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, so yes, we have that coming up. And of course, Centerfest. And then also our Fall Fling for Wellness will be happening August 4th and 5th. So that is our disc golf tournament and our health and wellness fair. So those will be opening up. Stuff for that will be opening up probably within the next week as well. So those are just some 2 big things that we have coming up. But now I wanted to throw out there really fast the hidden side of Mike Norfield.
Uh-oh.
Nobody knows about.
I know, right?
Yeah, except for apparently me and Sheena probably knows. So you're going to be in a play?
So
you're an actor?
It's live.
Can I have your autograph?
Live from Rose Ridge. It's at Second Stage, Saturday, June 10th. Tickets are $15 for adults, $10 for students. If you want to sit in the balcony, it's $15. So it's the same if you're an adult or if you want to sit in the balcony, I guess. But that's this weekend. Main hall doors open at 5:30. It should be a fun time. It's a pretty funny. It's like a old-fashioned radio show. So we've got like sound effects and everything. Including, gunshots and door slamming and doorbells and old-fashioned phones and a rotary phone.
Those are the things we need Woody to have here for us. When
right.
We're doing different things.
I'll see if I can snag some props after this. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've got that. And then also we have another thing coming up too. You want to talk about that?
Well, so might as well, if I'm going to call you out, I'm going to have to call your wife out.
Right, exactly.
So Sheena, y'all are a talented family over here.
We are.
Sheena is acting in a separate play at a separate theater.
Yeah, she's
both of them members of the CVABC. I will add Second Stage and Renaissance Theater.
Oh, good.
Just throwing those out there.
Nice. Revenge of the Fairy Queen is June 9th, 10th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 23rd, and 24th. You can pull up your phone and you can hit the little microphone and say Renaissance, like I do because I can't spell it. Renaissance.booktix, BOOKTIX.net. And you can get that. And I hear that their Saturday show still has available tickets. Their Friday show might as well. But that is opening night. So June 9th and 10th this weekend, and then 16th, 17th, and 18th next week, and 23rd and 24th. And you'll get to see Sheena talk to a goat.
Hold on, what?
She talks to a goat.
Like a real goat?
Like a real goat. So it's the unofficial sequel to Midsummer's Night Dream. That we're actually going to see this weekend. So, but yeah, it's a pretty funny play. So it's kind of a unofficial sequel that kind of pokes a little fun at some things, I guess. So, but it's pretty good.
So I would like to mention if you're out there listening, and if you are listening to the show today, make sure that you are, liking it, subscribing to Talk Local to Me on Grove Street FM, and all those things. There is a spot if you go to Grove Street FM, you pull up Talk Local to Me. There is a space on there where you can click I'd like to come on the show, which means you can put out there like, hey, I want to come on the show, or you could reach out to us and say, hey, I can't come on the show, but I would really love for you to pitch something we've got happening this coming week.
Let's start doing it happening this week.
Yeah, so that we can let people know what's going on coming up in our area, because we're talking local, guys. We want people to know what's happening. So you can always throw in there on that little button and say, hey, can you talk about this upcoming event we have going on?
Right.
We'd love to do that. We'd love to chat about what you're doing. Also, I'll throw out there before the end of the show, we do now have a sponsor package. See, look, I had to do my own drum roll over here, Woody. I
didn't know what was happening.
I need a sponsor so I can get a drum roll.
Yeah.
No, but we do have sponsor packages now for Talk Local to Me.
Awesome.
You can choose to be the pre-roll. Am I correct?
Pre-roll, post-roll.
Yeah, pre-roll
during,
sponsor.
Honestly, we can do anything.
Yeah, whatever. We can just
whatever.
But we do have pre-roll sponsor where you get to create your own commercial to be played right before the show.
Yep.
I think that's $250 for the month. So you
Not
get
bad.
4 different, Or for $100 a month, we get to do what is called a host commercial where you or I,
Yours truly,
Yeah.
Heather, hosted by Heather Alto. She
Yeah.
reads it.
and I get to read it, your commercial. It'd
Or
be
you can get a
great.
$20 discount and I'll do it. No, I'm just kidding.
Whatever. So for $100 a month, you get that 4 times, which is
That's not bad.
$25 a show. So
That's a good deal.
and we have not to brag, but I feel like we have a great listenership. We're averaging
do.
300 to 500 live listeners
Yep,
a
live
month.
listeners, and we get a good amount of downloads.
Yeah,
So.
so I think we were over like 13,000 downloads in 2023 or more. I don't know, it was a lot.
And over the last 5 or 6 weeks, I heard it's really
Oh
going up.
man, it's skyrocketing.
Woody showed me the chart. It
Yeah,
it looks like
it went
looks like
through the
Everest.
ceiling. There's no top on the chart.
I don't know what's changed,
Just
but
exploded.
man,
I feel like the co-host I added in that time period is gotten a little inflated.
I don't know what you're talking about. The headphones
So-
still fit.
Anyway,
Oh, look at here.
but so if you're interested in that, let us know, because we would love to be able to promote you on the air every week with us. So whether it's with sponsorship or an event you have coming up, or heck, just coming on the show with us, we'd love to have you.
Check all that out at cvabc.org.
Knew he was going to do it.